finally, we have, at last but not least, we have Pam Mullender, who is the Chief Operating Officer for the Architecture, Construction, and Engineering Mentoring Program of America. Pam.
I want to talk about today and what this program is that will prepare you for that future in engineering. And it's called the ACE Mentor Program. And it's a program that some of you right now are involved in, but many more of you can here. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of the program, 1-minute overview, and then I want to tell you what you can get out of this program. We are led and supported by the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. There are 7,100 members of those industries that are out there right now mentoring kids across the country. We have programs in 40 states. Our program here in DC is 10 years old this year, and we have about 12,000 students in our program. To date, we have given in just the past 10 years, we've given $10.5 million for students like you to go on to college. You asked about colleges. I'll be happy to give you some of the ones that we work with as our collaboratives. But those colleges accept our ACE kids, and our scholarships are for those students who will go on in a career in the integrated construction industry. And those are the companies, you'll hear a little bit about our companies today, that build your highways, build your airports, build your ports, build your bridges, and contribute to society and to transportation every day. It's an after-school program, so it's not going to interfere with your day. And we mentor as teams of mentors which are matched with teams of kids, teams of students just like you here today. And our goal is to excite you and to interest you in the integrated construction industry so that you will pursue a job and one of these days be building that tallest building in Petronas, the Petronas Towers. Our founder was the structural engineer on that program. Here's a map of where we are. I said we were in 40 states. We are those 40 states, and our affiliates around the country have programs just like this, just like our ACE program in more than 400 communities. I'm going to just tell you a little bit about how the program works because, kids, I think this is important for you to understand. And this slide really pains me. I am a born and raised Boston Red Sox fan. However, in New York 2 years ago, when the new stadium was being built, and this is not transportation, although the kids took transportation to get to this facility, our kids met once a week at the old Yankee Stadium in the trailer, which was about half the size of this room in the construction trailer, where Turner, Tishman, all the other companies that were working on this, and their project for the year, because what you have to do is mimic what we do in real life, and you have to come up with a project. So their project was to, if they could, this is hypothetical, but their project was to build out the Memorial Park at the new Yankee Stadium. And so they had to design it, they had to cost it, they had to pick the materials, they had to make sure that it would withstand any kind of pressure and loads, as you'll learn about engineering, and then they had to deliver it to the client. So they chose a portion. They were given the same exact location where all those great Boston Red Sox who were traded to the Yankees are now immortalized. And they were invited by Mrs. Steinbrenner, George Steinbrenner's daughter, who is the blonde-haired woman in this picture. And those of you who are old like me know that the far gentleman on that side is Paul O'Neill, a former Yankee. But they were invited to move the dirt from the old pictures mound in the old stadium to the new stadium. So here's a picture of them doing that, and they also moved home plate. So they're holding the old home plate from Yankee Stadium of old, and they're moving it to the new stadium in wheelbarrows across the highway to the new stadium. So that's a picture, and that's the kind of experience you kids can have. We did the same thing here with National Stadium. We did the same thing in San Diego. We build bridges, hypothetical bridges, and we test them. The question you asked about earthquakes, our kids have to test those bridges and make sure that they will withstand any kind of earth tremor, up to an 8 or a 9 on the Richter scale. So that's a little bit about our program. I'm going to skip the rest of my slides. I'm just going to pull up one here about you guys. This is what our ACE Mentor groups look like. And what I want to tell you is about some of the things, some of the benefits that you can get out of the ACE Mentor program that nobody else can have, all right? You have to belong to ACE or you can't have any of these things. The first one is, and Mr. Beard, I want to talk to you when this is over, but the first one is our students as high school juniors and seniors can get their first level of their LEED certification, which is the Student Sustainable Design Certificate. We've worked out an agreement with USGBC, the Green Building Council, and our students can get that first level. Most students cannot get that until they're in college, but our kids can get that. And what that does is that gives you a leg up on the competition when you're applying to schools. The second thing we have, which I'm sure will be very beneficial to you, when you graduate from high school, having been a member of an ACE Mentor team, we have an ACE Alumni Network. And that network, you are invited to join our network. It's free. The ACE program is free to you. It doesn't cost you anything. It's why I need to take 4 modes of transportation to get to my next meeting in New York City tonight at 6 o'clock. But it's a possible way to stay connected to ACE. And through this, you can sign up, you register as an ACE student. Only ACE students can get in. And when you register, you will be connected with other students at your college or at your community college or at your training program who have also been in ACE. So right away, you're building a little support group on your college campus. They'll all be there. Some will be seniors, some will be juniors, some will be freshmen just like you. The second thing that it will do is it will give you free access to the college student programs that are available to you. John, I know, but I don't know your last name. John just spoke about the student chapters at over 270 some odd schools. ACE National pays your entry into that program because we also want you to use those as a support. And then 2 other things. One is we have a little program there called Mentor for a Minute. And some of the individuals who are, high up in the companies, C-suites we call them, they are not able to mentor every week as many of our others are, but they're available in the evenings. And as an ACE student, you can say, geez, I've got this problem in calculus. I just can't quite figure it out. I know I got to pass this class. And so you go into our Mentor for a Minute piece on our alumni website, and you get hooked up. And they'll help you with your homework. They'll help you with another problem if you have it, or even if it's in a design, if you're working on a CAD design or a rivet design for a building, they'll help you with that too. The last thing about the Alumni Network is it is hooked in, there's a job bank that's hooked into all of our national sponsors that will give you summer jobs and full-time jobs when you graduate. So let's say you want to build roads. You want to work for American Infrastructure, one of our sponsors. You click on American Infrastructure, and on the other end of that click, the human resource person, like Gregory here, the human resource person will know that you are an ACE mentor student, and they will look at your resume right away. And those jobs are all over the country. We also have, under our mentor, our network here for alumni, we also have more places where you can go to get scholarships. We list all of our partners who give scholarships. We also are partners with a group called Engineers Without Borders. So we hook you up in college with that organization, which is like Doctors Without Borders. You've probably heard of that. Well, there's Engineers Without Borders also. They go all over the world building bridges, building water facilities, all kinds of stuff. So you have an opportunity through the ACE Mentor program to get connected with other programs like ours to keep you interested in our industries. A couple of other things that we are doing is we are building out a transportation unit that will go along with the ACE program. And the last thing I want to mention to you is that we're going to have a summer program called ACE Constructs. And our first one is this year out in California, where the kids from all over the state of California are gathering together. There will be about 35 of them. This is our pilot. And they'll be doing an ACE mentor program in the summertime, which will involve a lot of transportation issues because Caltran is one of our partners on that. And they're like your metro out here. They're building the high-speed rails and all of that. So with that, I'm going to just point out Trish. Trisha in the back. Trisha, would you stand? You can find us at, Trisha leads our Washington, D.C. area program. And you can find out anything you want about registering for next fall at www.acementor.org. Okay, thank you. And I believe somebody's going to announce about lunch right now.